I'm sorry, I'm already live. I'm sorry. Forgive me, folks. This is an on-time Strutting Man show. I'm the host of the Strutting Man show. My name is Mr. Ozzy Neil Rose. Miss Jamie Ann, I'm fixing to get you on right now. Okay, I'm hitting invite right now. I hope I have the troubles like I had last night. I couldn't get no guest on last night. That connection failed, so I guess I'm having a problem with it again tonight, guys. I couldn't get nobody on last night. I tried and tried. I guess it's because of the cloud cover. I'll try again. That connection failed. This is what happened to me last night. I had quite a few that wanted to come on the show. Every time I hit invite for them, it would say connection failed. And I don't understand it unless it's from the cloud cover. We had the cloud cover last night. Of course, we got it tonight. I'll keep trying, guys, but at least stay in the live chat with me. I was wanting to let everybody know I was watching the live K8 weather with Ryan Bond and Aaron Castleberry. They're doing a good job keeping everybody alerted and everything. Hopefully, I won't have to end the show early. If I have to, I will. If I have to take cover, I'll go to the Exxon station. So, one thing I can say about the storms is they're not going to be here long, and then they're going to move out. So, but they hadn't got quite here to Jonesboro yet, but they're on their way. So I was watching the live K8 weather like probably a lot of you were. I'll keep trying, guys, but I mean, I had 5 or 6 people want to come on the show last night, and I couldn't get nobody on. And it was cloudy last night, so undoubtedly it's happening again tonight. Every time and then it's saying slow connection like it did last night, so it has to be from the cloud cover is the only thing I know it was from. That's the way it was last night. I'm going to hit invite for you. Show failed right off the bat, and it did. So, Jamie Ann, you and Timothy at least stay in the live chat. Y'all can talk any way you want in the live chat. Y'all know that. And speaking of Miss Jamie Ann Wilson and Timothy, I want to thank them for getting me this fine supper tonight from Whataburger. I just had gotten done with posting my second live on all forums. I've been trying to eat the French fries. I hadn't even touched the burger yet, guys. But I'd like to thank them for the fine meal they got me over there at Whataburger. This is the first time I've got to eat there from there. And Timothy goes, yeah. Guys, I had this problem last night from the cloud cover, I guess, because, I mean, I had 5 or 6 people that wanted to come on as guests, and I couldn't get them on. And it's doing the same thing it did last night, saying connection failed right off the bat, and saying slow connection. I kept trying during the whole show last night. He goes, oh my God, yeah. You know, so. But I was seeing where the tornado warnings were. It looks like if they're holding together, they might clip the Corning area. Maybe Maynard before that. Just keep an eye out to KAIT. That's what I was watching live on my phone before I had to quit to start the show. So to me, it looks like they're at least an hour out is what it looks like. He goes, oh my God, that sucks. I know it does, because I tried like crazy to get people on here last night, and it kept doing the same stuff, saying slow connection and connection failed. Yeah, I'm going to try it with Daniel White here. Daniel, doing the same thing last night. Connection failed right off the bat. So I do apologize. It's out of my hands, guys. It's Facebook's bullshit. We had cloud cover last night. We had cloud cover tonight, and that's the only thing I can think it may be from. And it does suck because, I mean, I had like 5 or 6 people that wanted to come on as guests, and I couldn't get them on. So it's a Facebook thing, and I guess it's just from the cloud cover. Like last night we had it. Tonight, of course, we got it. We barely missed some showers last night. It hit far north Jonesboro got a tiny bit of rain. I watched it on radar last night. Timothy Craig McCabe goes, wow, yeah, I know it. A lot of people were saying the same thing last night in the live chat. You know, it's a bitch. I can't put people on here. Daniel White goes, LOL. Daniel is just doing the same thing tonight. That's what I was telling Miss Jamie Ann and Timothy here. Timothy goes, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a bitch. Hey, Jason Ross Sloan, my good friend. How you doing tonight? I hope you're doing okay. But I was like most of y'all. I was watching live weather with Ryan Bond and Aaron Castleberry. So to me, they look like they're about a good hour away. I don't know how fast they're moving. But I can say this: the storms won't be here long, and they'll move on. So I'm going to try to add y'all back on, but it's going to do the same thing. I didn't know Luke Green was watching, but hey, Luke Green, Timothy, I'm going to try. I got time you first. Connection failed right off the bat. So that's the way it's going to do, guys. It's not going to let me put nobody on as guests tonight like it did last night. But while I'm speaking about this, I want to let all my commenters on Facebook know there's a new thing on Facebook. You can comment to me, but I can't comment back to you. They took the icon away and replaced it with this other type of signature. I hit on it, and it just shows the graphics and all that. I've hit on everything on the graphics to text my commenters back, and I get nowhere. So it must be a Facebook thing. It did that way yesterday. It's doing the same thing today. So I can't text nobody back on Facebook that comments on my videos. And that's a bitch too, because it's not fair that they can comment on my videos, but yet I can't comment back to them, you know. So I put my evening post that I can only text my commenters back on TikTok. So for right now, that's the way it is with Facebook. Facebook is being a motherfucker, to say the least. It's not fair that my fans can comment on my videos, but yet I can't comment and thank them back. You know. So unless somebody's got some advice, when I hit on that one icon that they replaced it with, it just shows graphics. I hit on everything on that, and it still won't let me comment, text my commenters, and that's not fair, you know. Timothy Craig McCabe says Facebook sucks right now. It really does, you know. Hey, Mark Stabe, if I'm saying that right, but it is. It's Facebook has been a royal motherfucker the last 2 days, show-wise, and not letting me text my commenters back. Christina Frazier says, hey, Ozzy. Hey, Christina. Good to see you in the live chat. But, like I said, I mean, I'm keeping an eye out on the skies and stuff. There's nothing here yet. But it looks like it's a good hour away. Like I said, I didn't get to watch it long enough to find out how fast these storms are moving. But my good friend Scott had took a picture of the tornado damage where he was at from an EF3 tornado that hit last night. Now, Scott's okay, but, you know, I think they went to a high school gym to get out of it. And it was pretty devastating, the picture he sent me from the damage there. So from an EF3 tornado, I guess you can kind of imagine. Well, I hope you and the baby's doing good, Christina. I'm sitting here smacking on these french fries. But it's not letting me put no guest on tonight. It won't let me text my commenters back, you know. So Facebook needs to do some inventory and knock the bullshit off. Christina Frazier goes, how have you been, Ozzy? I've been good. Been real good. I got the strut full time today. But Facebook has been hell as far as putting guests on the last 2 nights. It won't let me put guests on. And at the same time, it will not let me text my commenters back. And I don't like that one bit. It can't be one way. It's got to be both ways, you know. She goes, we are good. That's good to hear, Christina. So, Miss Jamie Ann, Timothy, and Daniel, I'm sorry, but Facebook is just not going to let me put y'all on. It wouldn't let me put anybody on last night, and it's not letting me tonight. Timothy goes, yeah. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know, I quit the TikTok live because I can pretty much say anything on here. But now I can't text my commenters back on Facebook, and yet I can't put a guest on. So I'm really evaluating what I want to do as far as Facebook goes. Mark Zuckerberg needs to get his head out of his fucking ass and do something with this company, this platform. You know, Timothy goes, that's right. That is stupid. It is. He goes, very, very stupid. It is. And you can't fix that. You know, it's not fair to my commenters that they take time out of their lives to comment on my content, but yet I can't text them back and thank them. You know, so it can't be one-sided. It's got to be both ways. and then the last 2 nights I can't put a guest on here. So, you know, that's why I told you in the first live today, I had some news regarding Facebook, you know, but I still don't want to do my live show on TikTok, but I had to have 1,000 followers on Instagram to do it there, you know. So I'm sorry that I can't text y'all back on Facebook. It's not me not wanting to, it's Facebook not letting me, you know. That's what I'm saying, you know. So, and as you know, Timothy, you can't fix stupid, you know. So I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but they need to get their head out of their fucking ass or shut the platform down, you know. If people take time out of their lives to comment on my content that I put on Facebook, they need to have it to where I can text them back and put guests on the live show. Timothy Craig McCabe says, yeah, you know. He goes, that's not fair. It's not, you know. It's not fair to people that take time out of their lives to make comments on my content that I put on Facebook, but yet I can't text them back. Yeah, right. He goes, that's not fair. It's not, you know. But I want everybody to know it's not that I don't want to. I do want to. It's just Facebook is not letting me. He goes, at all. Right. It's not. You know. If Facebook is going to be a one-way platform corporation, they need to shut the hell down. Okay, it says to bring Misty Pearl Thomas on camera, but Misty, it'll fail. It'll say connection failed right off the bat, but I'll go ahead and do it. And slow. Yep, it said connection failed. See, that's what I'm saying. The last 2 nights, I can't text my commenters back. The last 2 nights, I can't put no guest on this show. Timothy goes, yeah. He goes, yep. You know, they're making it a one-way-sided company platform is what they're doing. And excuse my French, but that's fucked up. You know, if I had 1,000 followers on Instagram, then I would start my show there. Instagram, yeah. That's what I would do, simply over there. But, I mean, I can't text none of y'all back on Facebook. There's nothing I can do, you know. I can only text you back on TikTok. I really don't have no followers over on Threads. Threads is nothing but scams. That's what I don't like about a lot of Instagram. But Instagram is not quite as bad as Threads. Messenger, I can't text or video call nobody because they're wanting me to prove my identity. So that's what I'm saying. I'm having issues with Messenger and Facebook right now. And that's really out of my control. Timothy goes, that's messed up. It is. It's truly messed up. That's just really messed up. It is. What Messenger wants me to do is screenshot my driver's license to prove my identity. I don't need to prove who I am. I already know who I am. So I've been having some real issues with Messenger and Facebook. The only thing Facebook and Messenger is letting me do is putting my content on them, but there's no way I can text nobody on either one, on Facebook or Messenger. That's why I said in my evening post, I can only text y'all back on TikTok. And that's not right, and it's not fair, and I don't like it either, at all. Mark Cromwell is watching. Mark, it's been doing the same thing tonight, buddy. It won't let me put no guest on. I'll try, hey, Jacob Dylan Haley, but it won't do no good. Hey, Misty Pearl Thomas, Mark, I'll try with you first, but it'll say connection failed right off the bat. Well, it's not with him. It said, now it did, connection failed. So it won't do no good. I mean, I tried last night. Mark, you knew I did last night. I think you was in the live chat last night. I believe you were. Jacob Dylan Haley, it'll say the same thing for you. That's won't let me put on. Connection failed. That's what I'm saying. The only thing Facebook and Messenger lets me do is put my content on them, but that's it. I can't text nobody on either platform. You know, so Timothy goes, that's bullcrap. It is. They're making it a one-sided company on both fronts. Messenger and Facebook is. You know, TikTok is not. Instagram is not. But Facebook and Messenger is. Mark Cromwell goes, hey, I hear you. Yeah, you know, It's really disappointing to me, you know. And I know what'll happen. People will quit hitting on my content on Facebook and Messenger because they know that I can't text them back. You know, I don't know if some of y'all other people out here are going through the same shit. I imagine you are, that I'm going through with them. I mean, I guess I could screenshot my driver's license, but I don't want to do that because that might set me up to get my identity stolen. And that's why I've been hesitant about doing that on Messenger. You know, so the only thing I can do is, like I said, regarding Facebook and Messenger, it lets me release my content on them, but that's all it lets me do. It will not let me text y'all back on either platform, you know. Timothy goes, no, don't. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't want to do that because it could set me up, you know. So he goes, no, I'm not. That's why I'm not going to do it. I mean, no other platform has asked me to do that, Timothy, to prove my identity by screenshotting my driver's license. You know, so I'm not going to do that. It says, Mark Cromwell wants to join you on video. It won't do no good, Mark. I'll do it, but last night I was doing this. I hit accept for you, and now connection failed. See? That's what I'm saying. And I don't want to have the show part on TikTok because I can't say whatever I want on there. Timothy Craig McCabe goes, nope. You know, so, I mean, I would be setting myself up to, if I did that on Messenger, and I'm just not going to do that. Nobody can be on. That's what I'm saying. He goes, with you? No, I hit on Mark. He lit up for him to show him on video. I hit on him, said right off the bat, connection failed. I've been going through this the last 2 nights with Facebook. And like I said, Messenger ain't no better. I can't video call nobody. I can't text nobody on Messenger either. Can't text nobody back on Facebook. The only thing I can do is release my content on both, and that's it. And they're making it they're both making it a one-sided platform, and I don't like that whatsoever. He goes, with you? You mean you talking about the video? Yeah. I mean, I can't text nobody back on Facebook, period. You know, and that's what I don't like, you know. I just seen the button to join. Okay, hang on. Slow connection is over where your writing is. I just seen the button to join first time. It has appeared on my end. Well, it lit up my box to put you on as video. And I hit accept, and it said connection failed right off the bat. That's what I'm saying. The last 2 nights, I've had hell regarding Messenger. I've had hell regarding Facebook. They're making it impossible for me to text anybody back. I can't even video call anybody on Messenger either. All they're wanting me to do is keep releasing my content on both platforms, but they will not let me make a response to anybody. So, to the owner, which is Mark Zuckerberg, which is called Meta, you need to get your fucking head out of your ass, you know, and either shut this platform down. And if he owns Messenger, he needs to shut that one down. But whoever owns Messenger, you either need to shut it down, Facebook needs to be shut down, or you need to make it back like it was. Timothy Craig McCabe goes, yep. And he goes, yep, that's right. You know, that's what I'm saying. I've been telling him my evening post. You know, I told him my first live today that you might want to check the show out tonight regarding me texting my fans and followers over on Facebook, because I can't. You know, and it really gripes my ass that I can't, you know. But I can honestly say this, it's totally out of my hands, you know. I don't know if it's going to go back to the way it was, but that's what they need to do, you know, because they're making it, like I said, a one-sided platform. That's like TikTok kept sending me texts, wanting me to start my live show back up on there. I told them, fuck you, you know. Because I can't say whatever I want on there. They ask my show when I ain't saying nothing. Timothy Craig McCabe goes, yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's bad that you have a live show, but yet you can't put nobody on. It's been the last 2 nights, you know. And the last 2 nights, I can't text nobody back on Facebook. I've only been able to text people back on my TikTok account. Can't text nobody back on Messenger either. David, it'll say connection failed, but I'll try to bring David on. Connection failed right off the bat. Yeah, I knew it would. That's what I'm saying. You know, Messenger and Facebook's went to hell in a handbasket. And that's just putting it mildly. But yet, I'm not going to have the live show on TikTok. That would be going against my word on that, and I'm just not going to do it. I wouldn't have a show anyways. David acts it every night, you know. So, it is what it is right now. TikTok, as far as a live show, is no better. Of course, Facebook ain't either now. And in order for me to have a live show on Instagram, I'd have to have 1,000 followers, and I don't have 1,000 followers on Instagram. So, you know, the internet platforms are going to hell in a handbasket. And I know that most of you out there can't be liking it either. You know, and it's all of them. It's Instagram, it's Messenger, it's Facebook, it's Threads. Threads ain't nothing but scammers. That's all it is on there. You know, and then TikTok ain't no better either. So that's what I'm saying. All these platforms need to take self-inventory and need to straighten their ass up. You know. David Carnes goes, good evening, brother. Stay safe tonight. I will. If I have to, I can go to the Exxon gas station. They're open 24/7. So if I have to go out over there, I will. If any of you that's watching the show in the live chat, just, if you can, keep your TV on and let me know when it's getting closer to Jonesboro, because there's no way I can do it and have the live show. Last time I checked, it looked like it was about at least an hour out. But I don't know how fast these storms are moving. That I don't know when I was watching Ryan Bond and Aaron Castleberry on Channel 8. Timothy Craig McCabe goes, yes. Yeah, I mean, that's one place I can go to. The Exxon station is open 24/7. They'll let me stay in there until the storms pass if I have to. Now, I could go to the bypass over here, but I can give you a little information about that. You don't want to be there when a tornado comes through a bypass, because the tornado winds can double when it goes through there. So, when I lived in Oklahoma, there was a woman and her 12-year-old son underneath a bypass in Oklahoma City. And an EF5 tornado come through there, and she was sucked up and killed. But the 12-year-old boy, he made it. But he was beat to death with mud when the cameras was on. He was just covered in mud. So that's why you don't necessarily want to be under a bypass if it's a large tornado, for sure. You know, if it's an EF0, EF1, maybe EF2. If you had to, you get under the gutters, then you might be okay. But EF3 and higher, you're risking double the winds. So, you know, I don't want to have to go to the bypass unless I have to go. But they would let me go over there. I'm good friends with them over there. And like I said, the storms are not going to be here long. That I can say. Now, we do have another round that's supposed to be coming through about this time, I think, tomorrow night, too. So this is going to be round 1 tonight. We'll have round 2 tomorrow. Then things supposed to cool down. Me and Timothy was talking a while ago. I knew it was the late 80s. And he said, I think he said his recorded 90 or 90-something degrees outside from his vehicle. It was warm today. I thought it was the hottest day of the year so far. Timothy Craig McCabe goes, yeah, you know. Let me check the time here, guys. Okay, 9:21. Mark Chroma, I'm sorry to all that wanted to come on the show tonight. It's just been out of my hands the last 2 nights. It's very aggravating to me. But it's just out of my hands. I mean, you know, if I started the show back up on TikTok, yeah, I could have the guest on there. But the thing about TikTok Live is this. I can't control what someone else says on there. And that could still get my show axed if someone just mentions something on there. You know, so that's what I'm saying. I wasn't saying anything. Scott wasn't either. We wasn't talking bad about nobody, and my show just kept getting axed every night. You know, so, and I got tired of that shit. You know, so that's why I started it up over here. Now Messenger and Facebook is acting like royal motherfuckers. So, I mean, excuse my French, folks, but that's what it's been like. You know, I've had my show a full year now, and if I would have known back then that I was going to have these type of troubles with Messenger and Facebook, I wouldn't have started a live show, to be honest with you, and TikTok, you know. But when it's out of my hands, of course, it's out of my hands, you know. So, I mean, I'm hoping tomorrow night, as far as this live show, I can put some guests on. But, of course, it's supposed to be cloudy. I don't really think it's none of that. I really don't. I think it's just something with Facebook. Because I know I can't text nobody back on Facebook, you know, too. And can't on Messenger. What's use in having platforms if people can't text somebody back? You know, it's worthless for them to be a platform, the way I think. You know, so I mean, I know this much. I'm not going to have this keep going on every night. I'm just not going to do it. You know, but I mean, last time I checked, I think I was around 600 people as far as followers on Instagram. You know, I can start it up on my YouTube channel, a show on there, but I think at first I'm limited to just 20 minutes at a time. Timothy goes, that's true. It is. You know, I mean, I could start a show up on my YouTube account, but I think at first I would only be allowed 20 minutes each night for a few nights, and then they would up it over time. That's why I haven't started it up on my YouTube account. You know, so I'm just saying, I mean, I may have to do that, you know, and just do a 20-minute show for however long, then they'll up it over time. I mean, I reached out to a friend of mine, Roy. I gave him a text a month ago because he has a live show on YouTube, and I never got a response from him. So I guess you wouldn't call him a friend. I'm busy just like everybody. I'm busier than he is. And but yet he couldn't give me a simple text back. When I asked him, hey, what's the requirement limits to starting up a live show on there? Because he does tarot card readings. So, and I never got a response from him. So, I know ain't nobody too busy to give a damn text. Mark Cromwell goes, Facebook has changed. Once you get so many followers, they make you verify what I was told anyways. Well, I mean, that's what Messenger is saying. Messenger is saying, hey, they want me to, you know, take a picture of my driver's license, but I'm just not wanting to do that yet. Timothy Craig McCabe goes, wow. Yeah. I mean, I've got thousands of followers on Facebook. I've got more than enough followers on Facebook. And Facebook hadn't asked me to do that yet, but Messenger did. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, Scott would like me to start the show back up on TikTok. That way he could be on there. But like I said, I don't have to say nothing. Scott don't. For certain ones that's here in this town to just say that we've been bullying and saying something. That's why they was axing my show every night. You know, nobody was saying anything about anybody. You know, so that's what happens on TikTok. Timothy Craig McCabe goes, yeah. You know, so, I mean, I've got thousands of followers, several thousands of followers on Facebook. But, you know, TikTok hadn't asked me that yet. Facebook hadn't asked me that yet. None of them has asked me to prove who I am except for Messenger. And I'm just not willing to do that right now. When the other ones require me to do that, then that's different. But I'm not going to set myself up to get my identity stolen. You know, I'm real funny about that. Because when someone starts wanting to take my finances, I get a little mean about that, like most people do. Now, when Facebook and other ones require me to do that, then yeah, that's a different story, you know. Let me check the time again, guys. Guys and gals. Okay, it's not getting close to 9:30. Hey, Jamie Ann, if you're still watching, I know Timothy is. I hope you got it on Channel 8. Let me know about how far out the storms are if you don't care. I'll save the burger and eat it later. I ate all the fries, though. This fries was good, Timothy. Really good. I liked them. But if I was right, and I don't know if I was right about that when I was watching Ryan Bond live, Timothy goes, okay, yeah, because I know you're on here with me, Timothy. He goes, okay, we will. Because I know y'all got a TV, and of course y'all know I don't. But I mean, they were live on Facebook, KIT, Ryan Bond, and Aaron Castleberry was. And I watched it up until I had to get off. But I didn't see what miles per hour the storms were moving southeast. I didn't get to see that part. It says, so you like that supper? Oh yeah. I haven't ate the burger yet. I just finished the fries. The fries were really good. Now I will say this. The fries were good. They're better than Wendy's. They're better than Burger King. And the fries are better than McDonald's, of course. But they're not as good as, I think, the fries at Jack in the Box. They season theirs like they season their burgers. So, but they were good. You know, don't get me wrong. Yes, we will let you know. Okay, yeah, do that. Because there's no way I can keep an eye on the weather unless you just right up here on top of me and do the live show, as y'all know. But I will say this. If TikTok, Facebook require me to prove my identity by doing that, then I will do it. But I'm just not willing to do it right now just because Messenger is wanting me to do it. Because that could set me up. And that would be on me. So you know what I'm saying? So when the other platforms require that, then yeah. But I would say this to anybody watching this show, guest-wise, or just listening to the show. If you have any advice, let me know. Because I don't know everything about social media, and I don't. If my good friend Major is watching, if you've got any advice, let me know. Because I just, you know, I'm at a loss here when it comes to Facebook and Messenger. I hit on everything, that new icon that's on there when people comment on my content videos and stuff, and it just shows graphics. I hit on everything on that, and it just will not let me text none of y'all back on Facebook. I think I got somewhere around 4,000 followers, I think, on Facebook alone. Last time I checked, it might be a little over that. It's not under that, I don't think. I'm getting close to 9,000 followers, getting close to that on TikTok. So, and I don't know everything about social media, and I never claimed that I did either. But all I know to do is what I've been trying hard to do. Timothy Craig McCabe goes, I think they are saying it will be at 11. Okay. Yeah, so they're not moving really fast then to get here. Because I know the way I looked at it, I thought it might be at least an hour. But I'm glad that it's going to be roughly around 11 as far as I go. That way when the show ends, then I can post the show highlights. You know. But speaking of the show highlights, everybody, I wanted to let you know, I've got everything that y'all know me to do every day as far as putting content out, posted on all forms of social media except for Twitter. Everything's done except for the show highlights. Timothy Craig McCabe goes, yeah. Yeah, because, you know, at least it'll be, you know, an hour after the show is, well, no, 2 hours after the show was done. You know, so that'll give me time to see how bad it's going to get about the time it gets there and know whether or not I can just go to the tent or go to the Exxon gas station. So, now we had not the last rain, but the rain before that. Boy, you talking about waking me up early in the morning. We had every bit of 50, 60 mile an hour winds, and I had to hold the top of that tent. It kept wanting to cave in. Because of the strong winds. We didn't get no hail. We got some, you know, pretty good rain, but, I mean, them winds woke me up, and a good thing it did. Or my tent was about to be flattened on top of me. I wasn't worried about it blowing away. I got enough heavy weight in there. Mark Cromwell goes, I looked on Facebook, it said you had 6.5 thousand followers on Facebook. Well, I wanted to say conservatively because I didn't want to say over. So, so thanks for letting me know, Mark. So that's a good thing for Facebook. That's a lot because I'm like 8,700 followers on TikTok. So that's really good for Facebook, so. But the last time I actually checked on Instagram, I think I had somewhere around getting close to 600 followers on there. So, most of my followers don't follow me on Threads. It's mostly women wanting to scam on there is what's on Threads. I release my content on Threads, but none of y'all get on Threads. I think y'all found out like I did. It's nothing but straight scams. Now, don't get me wrong. Instagram has a lot of it, but a lot of it's not either on Instagram. But Threads is just straight scams. I just released my content on there, and none of my fans and followers follow me over there on Threads. I can't say that I blame you. Still saying slow connection here. I wanted to let everybody know. That's what it said the last 2 nights. Before that, it was rare when it come on my phone and said slow connection. Now, I do know from what Mark Cromwell and others have let me know here that Facebook is under a lot of changes, and that might be, but they're screwing a lot of things up, the way I'm looking at it anyways. That's what I'm saying. If anybody has any advice out there that you know more of than what I don't know, don't be afraid to let me know, because I'm asking for the advice. That's what I'm saying. Whoever sent me that thumbs up, I didn't see, it looked like a woman's face. Thank you. I could be wrong, but whoever gave me the thumbs up, thank you for that. I know my friend Major's been real busy. We all are. But Major, if you're watching this show, if you've got any advice when it's coming to the Facebook Messenger thing, let me know when you can. I can't text you back on Messenger. The only way me and you can connect by text is on TikTok. So if you're listening, more than not, Major listens to the show. So, Major, if you know anything that I don't know, please let me know in a text on TikTok. Misty Tornfist, if I'm saying that right, is watching. Now, it says to bring you on the camera, but it won't. It'll say connection failed right off the bat, but I'll try it. Oh my nuts. See, yep, connection failed. That's what I'm saying. Maybe this is just going to be like this until they get things lined out. I don't know. Bonita Pace, as a follower of mine, says, bring you on the camera, but it'll say the same thing when I do that. Connection failed right off the bat. Still saying slow connection like last night. Connection failed, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, what's use in having a live show if you can't put guests on here? This is the way it's been the last 2 nights. That's what I'm saying. What's the use of me having a live show if I can't put my guest on here? Misty Tornfist says, it's okay, I didn't need to be on camera anyway. Although, well, I mean, you may not have wanted to come on, but last night and tonight, it really gripes me because I've had quite a few people want to come on the show. And I'll hit on and come on, and it'll say connection failed right off the bat. Mark Cromwell goes, you do know the street name is the address for Facebook is Hacker Lane, LOL, something like that. Okay, I don't really understand what you mean, my friend Mark. If you can explain that a different way, to where I can understand that a little bit better, because I'm not catching on. Got to understand, I'm real old school, so. Are you meaning the street name for actually Facebook is Hacker Lane, or something like that? I think that's what I think you're meaning. Guest box is lit up by 1. Misty, I'm hitting accept, but it'll say connection failed right off the same. Yep, connection failed. So, so you're saying, Mark, the street name address for Facebook is Hacker Lane, if I'm understanding you correct. Can you just type in yes or no? I think that's the way I understand you. Yes, okay, that's what I thought. I thought when I reread it, I thought that's the way I understood you. Okay. Well, okay, are you now I'm assuming here, are you maybe thinking that a hacker has took over Facebook too, maybe? Are you thinking the same way I'm kind of thinking right now, Mark? Yes or no, if you don't care? Misty Tornquist says, could it be in your Facebook settings to why I cannot add people? Maybe you got it turned off. Well, I mean, I've not turned it off as far as that goes. Now this is going to sound stupid. Now, how do I go to Facebook settings? I know how to go to just regular settings on my phone. Is that what you're meaning? I mean, just go to my regular settings on my phone, see if I got Facebook turned off. Mark Cromwell goes, yes. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad that you brought that up. So I'm going to check that once I post the show highlights tonight. That's what I'm going to do. Because maybe I accidentally did that and don't recall it. And that could have happened. And that might be why I can't text nobody back. Misty Tornquist says, you might ought to check into it. I will. When the show's over with, Misty, I'm glad you brought that up, you and Mark both. So that's what I'm going to do. Once I post the show highlights tonight, I'm going to go over the settings and see if I've got Facebook turned off. That might be why I can't text nobody back. It might be a thing on that for Messenger too. Is that what you're thinking too, by them wanting me to show proof of my identity? Unless they're doing others like that. If y'all can give me a yes or a no, Misty, you and Mark. But I'm glad y'all brought that up because I would have never thought of that. Misty goes, you're welcome. Mind this weather coming through, though. I will. I was watching KIT live on Facebook with Ryan Bond. Let me say this. Ryan Bond and Aaron Castleberry is doing a good job tonight. Misty Tornquist goes, yes. Okay. I will, Misty. I promise y'all this. I will do that once I post the show highlights tonight. I'm going to go to settings and see if I got Facebook and Messenger turned on, because I know what you're saying yes to about Messenger too. So maybe I accidentally did it and just don't recall it. Maybe accidentally bumped it or something. Because that might be. Well, when I think of that little icon on Facebook when I try to text people back, it's a messages icon that I used to see on TikTok. Like if someone said a bad comment. But nobody was saying a bad comment on my content. Everybody was saying good stuff. But it's one of them that you would see in TikTok if someone said a bad comment. That's the kind of icon that I see on people hitting on my good, and it's good content that I'm putting on there, and it's good people texting, good stuff. So, but it won't let me. Mark Cromwell goes, we don't, or I don't anyway, have the following you do. Okay, now I'm kind of lost, Mark. It says, we don't, or I don't anyway, have the following you do. Oh, I see what you're meaning by that. Well, it took me over a year to get that. Misty Tornquist goes, I'm going to look into it too and see what I can find out if it'll help. That'll work. But I'm glad you and Mark has said what y'all said here in the live chat, because once I post these show highlights, I will go over the settings and I'll see if I've got like Facebook comments turned off to where I can't, anything Facebook will be turned on, and for Messenger too. So, because I would have never thought of that, guys, Misty and Mark, and I wouldn't have thought of that. So I'm glad that you two have kind of said what y'all said here in the live chat tonight. 942, okay. Misty, you got 1.6 thousand followers that shows here, and that's pretty damn good for Facebook. So hey, congrats to you. I just seen that when I seen the invite on guest on here, and it showed you're following 1.6. That's really good for Facebook. Really, it's took me over a year. It's took me close to a year and a half to get that, what I've got, what Mark Cromwell looked up that I had, you know, so, but yeah, do that, Misty, because I do need all the help that I can get, and I'm glad you and Mark has really opened me up about this, because like I said, I would have never thought of that, guys, to be honest with you, you know, and I wouldn't have thought of it. Timothy, I know you're still watching me up here. I see you up here. I'll tell Jamie I said thanks about the weather update. If y'all don't care, Timothy, could y'all let me know if they have any confirmed tornadoes on the ground that Channel 8 is reporting right now? Misty Tornquist goes, thank you. I never pay no mind to how many I have, to tell the truth. I don't either. That's the thing. And I mean, I do on the TikTok end, but I haven't really anywhere else. So Mark looked up and seen, look, I think I got 6,500 followers, and I thought I had around between 3,000 and 4,000 is what I actually thought I had. Like, I don't look on my For Your page. I really don't. Last summer, some girls in a car stopped me on Caraway by this convenience store and said, you know, you got a big following on your For Your page. I go, huh? I didn't know what a For Your page was last summer. So Mark Cromwell goes, I think I have like 5,000 followers, maybe 4. That's still great for Facebook, Mark. That's great. And Mark is in Central Tennessee, if I remember right. Hopefully I haven't got that wrong. He's either in Central or East, but I believe he's in Central Tennessee. Misty Tornquist goes, that's awesome. It is awesome that Mark has got that. It's awesome what you've got in Facebook, Misty. That's really great, you know. I don't know how long it took you and Mark to get what y'all got. This took me close to a year and a half. I would say anywhere between a year, 3 and 4 months, somewhere around that, you know. Originally, what I started doing when I done the strutting thing, I was originally just doing 2 written posts a day. And then some friends suggested, you ought to do a live show, you know. So the live show kind of come thirdly, but, you know. Well, what I've always maintained in a live show is, whether it was on TikTok Live or here, it's not the host that makes the show, it's the guest that makes the show, you know. Mark Cuomo goes, no, just 5, LOL. Well, just 5 is not just 5 for TikTok. I mean, for Facebook, that's great. Misty's got 1,600. She's on her way to 2,000. That's great for Facebook. You know, you usually get more followers on TikTok than you do Facebook. Now, I will say this. Sometimes my videos, I get more hits on Facebook sometimes than I do on TikTok. And that's the truth, you know. Misty goes, I've had Facebook since 2016, I think. I think it says 2016. I got a little crack down here, Misty. Well, like I said, it's took me close to a year and a half to get what I've got on the TikTok end and the Facebook end. You know, so, and that's with me doing several things, you know, so. I got to check the time, guys. Okay. But, I think it says 2016. I got a little crack in my phone right there, and it's right through, it's either 2016 or 2010, because it raised up. Misty goes 2010 again. Yeah. Well, still, I mean, I've had to do several things to get that. The strutting, the 2 written posts today, the live show, in order to get what I've got on Facebook as well as the TikTok end. Releasing all kinds of videos and stuff like that too. So about 4 different things altogether. Mark Cromwell goes, not 1,000, just 5 people. What? You just got 5 followers? Is that what you're saying? Misty goes, I remember when there wasn't a Facebook, just MySpace. Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, I will, Misty, and Mark, I promise y'all that once I post these show highlights tonight, I'm going to go to settings and see, look down through there really good and make sure I haven't turned anything off. You know, so because I'm glad y'all brightened my horizons on that, because like I said, I never thought of it. You know, Timothy, I know you heard me, buddy. Can you make sure there's no if Jamie's watching KIT, tell her to look and see if they're reporting any confirmed tornadoes on the ground right now. Mark Cromwell goes, maybe. Okay, I was trying to think what he's saying, maybe too. Okay, I'm trying to remember what he's saying, maybe too now. My mind went blank. But yeah, Misty, I remember when it was MySpace. Shows you how old I am. I remember when computers first come out as the floppy disk, you know. And of course, you know, you had to be at least middle class when computers first come out to have one, you know. So, I mean, me and my late wife, of course, there wasn't smartphones, cell phones out back then when she died. There was computers for homes, but we couldn't afford one, you know. So, times have changed a lot since 1997, you know. And I remember when cell phones first come out, the first ones had a big long antenna to them. She goes, I remember that too, yeah. I remember the first cell phone that ever come out, it was a long one, and it had a pull-out antenna on it. The first cell phones that come out, I think was 98, 99, somewhere around there. Mark Cromwell goes, people, okay. You mean you only have 5 people? Is that what you're saying, Mark? Which, that's better than nothing. I've always said if I just had 5 followers, it makes it worth it. But I think that's what you're saying too, right, Mark Cromwell? Can you say yes or no, Mark? I'm checking the time right quick. Okay, I've got about 4 minutes left in the show. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking it past an hour, but TikTok's requirements has to be 60 minutes or less, or I can't put the show highlights over there. Mark, can you put yes or no to what I was asking you, my friend? He goes, yes. Okay. Well, still, I mean, when I first started out on social media, what really got me tuned to it was I had a woman took a video of me. It went kind of viral. And, okay, Misty Tornquist goes, I remember this. I remember the dial-up. I remember my family's first computer. And it was a Tandy 1000 or something like that. And I had that game plug Pong on it with the stick figures. Yeah. Yeah. Mark Cromwell goes, I'm not on Facebook all the time. Well, I get that. I scroll sometimes when I have time. I scroll a lot on TikTok, but I scroll quite a bit on Facebook. But what I really love is when I hit on other people's videos and content on Facebook and TikTok, and I run into one of them, like I did over at Jack in the Box. I run into this lady that I hit on her videos on TikTok, where she puts it on Facebook. And I never knew her first name, and she come in with her husband and kids, and I got to meet her. And that's always a plus for me when I get to meet people that I think highly of, and I hit on their content and stuff, you know, local people. Well, are you on TikTok more than you're on Facebook, Mark, or is there another platform other than that? That's like YouTube. I got a YouTube account, and it's up to date. I keep it updated every day. I've got over 360 some odd videos on there, but I mean, if I see a comment on there from somebody, then I'll send them a comment back. But I don't get many comments there, but I get the hits there. And that's a nationwide thing, YouTube is. So, I mean, I've been liking of late a lot of the hits I've been getting on the YouTube account. So, I mean, you know, if you get 20 hits on a video on YouTube, that's a great thing. But I get a lot more than that. You know, people nationwide is really taking over what I'm releasing on there now, a lot more, and I'm really thankful for that. Mark Romo goes, no, just Facebook is all. Okay, I get it. You're not on Facebook all the time, but when you are on social media, you get on Facebook. So I get you. I feel you. Well, of course, y'all know me during the day. Whatever I release as content, I do that before I go strutting. And once I come back from strutting, then I'm busy working until the show. You know, so the only time I get to really scroll or hit on anything is when I'm done for the night, texting everybody kind of back. Then I get to my tent for a little bit shortly before I go to sleep. But it's always good to meet someone I hit on their videos that's local here and think the world of, you know, so that's a plus for me. Now, being said, on TikTok, there's a lot of the 1 minute videos, right? I've been thinking about doing some of that when I have time. You know, I don't want to do the still picture video on TikTok where you're just sticking your tongue out. But I've been thinking about doing something for a 1 minute video on TikTok. You know, I just don't really know what yet, you know. So Mark Cuomo goes, I guess I'm old school. Well, I'm old school. That's what I tell people. A lot of the 3-letter words and 4-letter words I don't know. Some I do. And that's what I tell people. If they can explain it better, I don't know what that means. I'm old school. Then they kind of get it. I'm learning some of them, but I still got a long way to go, Mark. Okay. It's that time. I got to end the show, guys. But thanks for the advice, Misty and Mark. I want to thank Jamie Ann, Timothy, everybody that wanted to come on as live audio guests tonight. I'm so sorry. I want to thank everybody in the live chat tonight, all you viewers out there. And just keep weather aware, Originate. That's all I can tell you. Just keep weather aware. It'll be all right. Until tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, tune in then for another edition of The Strutting Man Show. Hopefully I can get my guest on tomorrow night. I'm the Strutting Man, Mr. Ozzy Neil Rose, wishing you a good night. God bless you all. Stay weather aware, but it'll be okay, everybody here in Region 8. We'll see you tomorrow night, and I will do that, guys. Summer Elaine, thanks for coming on late, but I got to end the show, but thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Good night. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow night. So long, everybody.